So I started this trip across the 1960s to find which comics my mom let me keep I should submit to be graded. But now it's turned into a battle between the companies. What's the result of the 1965 battle? Stay tuned to find out.
Anachronic.
Hi comic book guys and gals, I'm Joe and welcome to the Anachronic Comics YouTube channel. Now during our look at 1964 in part 5 of this series, DC vs. Marvel in the 1960s, Battle of the Comic Book Values, Marvel dominated, scoring 10 of the top 10 valuable comic books. In 1965, Marvel's dominance continued, scoring all top 10 comic book values once again. DC did have number 11, showcase number 55 from March of 1965, the first appearance of the Golden Age Green Lantern, and the first appearance of Solomon Grundy in the Silver Age, coming in at $35,000 for a 9.8. And also the first appearance of the Riddler in the Silver Age at number 12, and that was Batman number 171, coming in at a present value of $34,104 for a 9.6, but not enough to break into the top 10. Again, dominated by The Amazing Spider-Man. At number 10, we find Daredevil number 7 with a cover date of April 1965, coming in at $38,000 for a 9.6. The cover artist was Wally Wood, who also penciled the two interior stories written by Stan Lee. This is a key containing the first appearance of Daredevil's red costume. Now, who is responsible for the red suit? Wally Wood introduced Daredevil's modern red costume in this issue. And now this depicts Daredevil's battle against the far more powerful Submariner. And it's one of the most iconic Daredevil stories. Tied for positions 8 and 9 is Amazing Spider-Man number 27 with a cover date of August 1965, coming in at $39,000 for a 9.8. The cover is by Steve Ditko, and the story, which is key due to the death of the Crime Master, is by Stan Lee and Steve Ditko. Also at position numbers 8 and 9 is Amazing Spider-Man number 26 with a cover date of July 1965. It also comes in at $39,000 for a 9.8. The cover again is by Steve Ditko, and the story, The Man in the Crime Master's Mask, is Key by Ditko and Stan Lee. For number 7, we see Fantastic Four number 45 with a cover date of December 1965, coming in at a present value of $39,078 for a 9.8. The cover art is by Jack Kirby and Joe Sinnott, and the story by Stan Lee. Another key, this issue introduces us to the Inhumans, a race created by the Kree. Triton, Karnak, Lockjaw, Gorgon, Medusa, Crystal, and Black Bolt. Number 6 is Amazing Spider-Man number 21, going for an FMV of $46,000 for a 9.8. The cover date for this issue is February 1965. Ditko penciled and inked the cover, as well as co-plotting the story with Stan Lee, who scripted the story. It's a key due to the second appearance of the Beetle. Now, before we get into the top 5, I ask you to zap that like button so this video will be available to more viewers. Thanks. Okay, here are the top 5 valued comic books in this battle for 1965 dominance. As mentioned, all are Marvel comic books, and the top 4 are Spider-Man books. Coming in at number 5 is X-Men number 12 with a cover date of July 1965. It has a present value of $50,426 for a 9.8. As with all these early X-Men, the cover was by Jack Kirby and the story by Stan Lee. Another key, this issue has the first appearance and origin of the Juggernaut and the origin of Professor X. Number 4 is Amazing Spider-Man number 23, coming in at $52,000 for a 9.8. The cover, dated April 1965, was drawn and co-plotted by Ditko and story written by Stan Lee. Listed as a key, It is the third appearance of the Green Goblin. Also, Norman Osborn is seen briefly without the Green Goblin costume, but he is not revealed as the Green Goblin until The Amazing Spider-Man number 39. With number 3, we continue with Spidey. Amazing Spider-Man number 20 with a cover date of January 1965. It has an FMV of $54,000 for a 9.8. Another Ditko Lee key, it gives us the origin and first appearance of the Scorpion. Number 2 on the list of the top 10 most valuable DC and Marvel comics of 1965 is Amazing Spider-Man number 28, coming in at $58,000 for a 9.6. With a cover date of September 1965, this Ditko Lee comic is another key, with the first appearance and origin of Molten Man and Peter Parker's high school graduation. Now, the number 1 most valuable DC and Marvel comics of 1965 is Amazing Spider-Man number 31, with a cover date of December 1965. It comes in at a far and away top value of $120,000 FMV for a 9.8. A significant comic book in Spidey history, it's a key with the first appearance of Gwen Stacy and Harry Osborn, perhaps 2 of the biggest characters in the series. We also have the first appearance of Miles Warren, who later becomes the Jackal. Another Lee Ditko masterpiece. A bit of Spidey history. All the way through issue number 30, Steve Ditko was given credit to the story plot and script. Issue number 31 was the first issue where he was not given co-creator credit. So Marvel shuts out DC for the top 10 most valuable comic books for the second year in a row. Now, the 10 comic books can be yours for a measly $535,504, the lowest amount since 1960. Now, for 1964, I had 7 of the top 10. For 1965, I have 9. So I have number 9, Amazing Spider-Man number 27. I have number 8, Amazing Spider-Man number 26. And again, these are all comic books I bought as a kid back in 1965. There you go. That's a good spot. I have number 7, Fantastic Four number 45. These are all good 12-cent investments. I have number 6, Spider-Man number 21. I have number 5, X-Men number 12. The Juggernaut. I have number 4, Spider-Man number 23. I have number 3, Spider-Man number 20. Number 2, a black cover. So it's tough, I'm looking at it now. See a lot of spine ticks and stuff on the edges. Black is tough, but I do have it. Number 2, Spider-Man number 28. And I do have the number 1, for the second year in a row, I think, number 1 comic book in value-wise, and it's actually not in bad shape. Obviously a mid-grade, though. Some color loss, too. And that's Spider-Man number 31. Now, for DC fans, I know this series may be difficult, but remember, these years were the formation of Marvel. So it's natural that these books would be valuable today. DC did much of this in the mid to late 1950s. So will 1966 give us some more Marvel dominance? We'll see in the next episode of DC vs. Marvel, coming up in a couple of weeks. Now to see the prior entries in this series, click here for 1963 and here for 1964. Thanks for watching. Be well, and I'll see you soon.